I absolutely adored Rose Glass's first feature, Saint Maud. Her style immediately caught my eye. And here we are with Love Lies Bleeding, which is like Fargo on steroids, literally. Love Lies Bleeding stars Kristen Stewart, Katie O'Brien, Ed Harris, and is directed by Rose Glass. What's up, guys? Brand new 2024 review. I think this is going to be a good year for movies. Not sure about horror yet, but I actually think it's going to be a good year for horror. I know we've gotten off to a rough start with some really bland Blumhouse movies. And I don't know if I would call Love Lies Bleeding a horror movie. It's not really a horror movie, but it's a gripping thriller, and it probably has more effective jump scares than most horror movies, at least according to my audience. But this is one that was really high on my watch list for Rose Glass. I loved Saint Maud, and she just loves being creative with the camera and how she presents her story. And I think this is a big step forward even from that. Even though this is more of a gripping thriller, you can see some of the horror elements that she so geniusly applies to her movies. So anyway, let's give you a quick plot synopsis. This is set in the late 80s, 1989. Kristen Stewart works at this gym. She plays this character, Lou, and her father, Lou Sr., he's heavily embedded in the crime world of this town, and she hates her father, and that has a lot to do with it. This character, Jackie, comes into the story. She's a would-be bodybuilder, played by Katie O'Brien, and Lou immediately has an attraction to her. And so they form this relationship, but Jackie gets involved with the wrong family. Now let me tell you about two other characters that are really important to the movie. Dave Franco plays this character who beats his wife, Gina Malone. Gina Malone actually is Lou's sister. And Lou is very protective of her sister. The beatings become one too many, and then we got a revenge story on our hands, and this is where Jackie gets involved in this mess. And this is one of those stories, you know, kind of like True Romance, where you got two people in love with each other and then they get involved in some nasty mess that they shouldn't be involved in. And it just snowballs and just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And at the beginning of the review, I compared this to Fargo, just in that it has that vibe to it, but also a little bit of a comedic undertone. You know, like some dark humor laced throughout the movie, which I think works in this formula just because of how crazy and how zany it is, and it fits Rose Glass's direction, I think, perfectly. Now, I'm gonna admit, I think I've given Kristen Stewart a hard time in the past, just in my own mind. I don't think I profess it in my videos or anything, but she was amazing. And I think it all comes down to characters, and I think actors, they gravitate towards certain characters more than they would gravitate towards others. And I could tell that she just had a blast playing this character, Lou, who has a good heart, but she's really damaged. She's impulsive, you know, I think she gets a lot of her traits from her father, and she just has a rough family life. This is one of those movies that it focuses on a really screwed up family, and then a person getting involved in that family, getting mixed in there. Katie O'Brien, I've never seen her in anything. She plays the bodybuilder. You know, that was refreshing too. Female bodybuilders in movies. One of my all-time favorite comedies is Skin Deep, starring John Ritter. If you haven't seen it, check it out, which, funny enough, came out in 1989, which is where this movie takes place. I wonder if that was intentional. I don't know. But there is a female bodybuilder in that movie that is hilarious. Not that she's a comedic actress. She was actually on American Gladiators. I'm going down a rabbit hole here.
5 days a week. 3 hours a day to build this body. And for one night, this night, it's all yours. How do you feel about that?
Like Mrs. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That whole world, the bodybuilding world, I've always found very interesting. Pain and Gain is another great example, which was based on a true story that might be even crazier than this story. But I think that's one thing that works so well about this movie is it takes a tried and true story trope, the young couple getting involved in the world of crime that they don't want to be in, and maybe throwing a little bit of a bodybuilding angle in there, and really just hitting hard in terms of excess in almost every facet. You know, the sex, the violence, the camera direction. Everything is just excess and gritty and in your face the whole time. This movie cemented Rose Glass as a director that I will watch sight unseen from this point on. She controls the camera throughout this movie. The edits, the transitions, everything in this feels just like it's intended. You know, nothing feels kind of tacked on or forced or anything. This just feels like a director's vision and a master at their craft. And this is Rose Glass's second feature-length film, but damn, she's doing something right. The crowd was going nuts during this movie too. A pretty packed critics audience for this. And most of the time when you go to critic screenings, everybody's pretty quiet, and maybe they're just trying to, you know, absorb the movie, be respectful, I don't know. But man, this crowd, you can't help it with this movie. You have to react because the shit that's going on screen in front of you is just insanity. And, you know, I was mentioning earlier, there's like jump scares in this movie. They're not really scares, but it's just because of like the way the transitions pan out, or somebody getting killed, somebody getting shot. Gunshots always cause a reaction anyway, and the sound design in this movie is really turned up to 11. And I don't mean that it's loud. It's loud when it needs to be. You know, there's a good balance of the sound design in this. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a great fucking movie. It really is. It's just an awesome freaking movie. These are my type of movies. I adore this type of cinema. I could watch this stuff over and over. True Romance is one of my all-time favorite movies, and this has a little bit of that vibe to it. And, you know, you get the idea that there's no way this is going to end well. There's just no way, because it just can't get any crazier than it does. Forgot to mention Ed Harris, who's always amazing. He's just a very gifted actor. I mean, there's like a YouTube video of him turning on anger, you know, because he's trying to show different emotions that actors have to have, I guess, in their tool belt. And it's pretty startling because you like he seems like he's pissed off. No, he's actually acting. It's pretty cool.
Ed? You wanted to add anything?
Not particularly. No, because what is that? What is that? No? What is that? What is it? What is it?
So many great surprises in this movie. I'll give you a little hint, a little spoiler without context. This is the She-Hulk movie that we needed, okay? I'll just say that right now. So, yeah, Trapped on an Island. I mean it. This movie is fantastic. Check it out immediately, guys. Somebody on my Twitter said that it's not showing at their Regal. Find it, damn it. Find this movie. Go watch it. It's insane. It's really good. I think it deserves Oscar. But it seems like movies that come out in the first quarter of the year, they get passed over. I think if this came out in the last quarter of 2024, then it would definitely be getting Oscar nominations. Probably for Best Actress, for Kristen Stewart, and Best Director for Rose Glass. I mean, this is, I think, as good, if not better, than any Best Director I've seen out there. I can tell the difference between a director that's just kind of going through the motions, putting your scenes together, and a director that just has a freaking vision. And they know exactly how they want to tell their story. And Rose Glass, I can't praise her enough. So yeah, so that's my review for Love Lies Bleeding. Definitely check it out, guys, when you get a chance. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays, we do Fever on Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on my socials, support me on Patreon, become a channel member. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.